Already the game is up in Los Angeles Gladiators. They've been spotted, and Philadelphia Fusion have something to go off of now.
Yeah, this man's self-destructs are already the things of legend. He's going to try to come in and knock more people off the edge. Speaking of off the edge, someone just went over there and got themselves back up. Self-destruct over top does find Asher. Nowhere to hide.
Shot is what we'll call it.
Yeah, he almost doesn't even want to show his self-destruct angles because he's the one who put in the work, doesn't want people copying his playbook necessarily, as this is Philadelphia continuing to push through. Both tanks down, now everyone's going to be late to the party.
Carpe going to create that space for his team, make it more difficult for Los Angeles Gladiators to challenge, and it's not looking like the LA Gladiators are interested at all in taking this fight. Kill on Fraggy.
Big Goose is trying to get back in here and resurrect people, but they were camping on those bodies. Hydration went down and is just now getting resurrected. Philadelphia has gotten to the much better end of this fight, and they should be able to roll through second, get a little extension on that clock.
Yeah, and in the nick of time as well. We go into overtime now, and they will be able to push it forward. Not going to be possible here for Los Angeles Gladiators to challenge in any meaningful way, so it's going to be about setting up that third-point defense. But with so little time now for Philadelphia, this is looking fantastic for the Gladiators to have a strong first half.
They are going to have Carpe. That's why he's lurking around up here, trying to crouch so that no one can hear him. He does get spotted out, but wow! The blink and a butt to the face takes down Asher.
And he's looking for the D-Mech as well, but I think Big Goose is going to be in position to help out. No, Carpe, he actually manages to pick it up in the end. And so Carpe in the back line, trying to keep that damage.
Trying to get out a door when there's got a man with a samurai sword. Here it comes.
Yeah, perfect positioning. Target acquisition is on point. Asher is gone. Gonna come back and help out his team now to go ahead and just get the cleanup on iRemix, but he was not able to pick up Big Goose, and so Big Goose will be there with the res, will be there with the Falcon. Is that enough staying power though?
Resurrection's there. Defender's advantage means respawn advantage. Gonna need a miracle. Carpe looks for it.
And Big Goose, that
many resources to trying to just protect your Zenyatta. You just have to realize they're going to get our Zen, we're going to go get theirs.
Question right there, kind of dancing around, and it looks like they are going to commit to this, and they're going to play off a Big Goose with the Valkyrie. Hoping to find the initial kill. Asher will create some space by taking down Shadowburn. That is a lot of damage out the window, but sure enough, Neptuno is there with the res, and Poco in the meantime charges down iRemix.
We're Boombox out in no man's land. No man is an island, and no man is going to be alive much after this. As Mercy comes in last second, though. Finally finished off.
Hydration was just savoring that moment, Hex. He was taking his time. He knew that Zen wasn't going anywhere. So,
if you've ever been kicked in the face by a Zen, then you know the shame that brings, and you tuck that memory away and you will take your sweet revenge. They will eventually grab first point. That's a very good first point defense. So they're going to want to hold high ground here, and they're going to wait for Fraggy because he has his supercharger ready. Big Goose goes down very late, though. They're going to have to push this in desperation mode, trying to toe tap it just to stay alive. The tanks are getting in position to do so. They're going to be really hard pressed to get anything going here.
As much time as possible. He is still alive. He's going to have, yeah, he did have the pulse, but it doesn't look like he got anything out of it. It got eaten.
Got sucked up by the Diva's future vacuum right there, eats explosives and doesn't think about anything. It's a new advancement in Roomba technology. And that is the Philadelphia Fusion winning that map.
That they have not won.
It's another new composition. They are trying to figure out what works against these mid-level teams that we're going to have to beat to get into the playoffs.
This is where it gets fun as well with the subs. You just saw that little tidbit there that Surefour is the highest damage-dealing player so far on this map. Maybe they're like, well, we got to play Anubis, just put Surefour onto his home turf and let him run ham. Well, a chance, but Boombox with the snipe will take down Surefour. And Carpe point blank annihilates Asher with the headshot. And now it's all going to be the slow and steady advance here unless we can see some real magic coming out from the Gladiators. The remaining players dying one after another. You will have Bishu still hanging around on the point, but not for long. And Philadelphia Fusion handily picking up the first point here. Oh, flying high, and Boombox and Poco just finding frag after frag.
On the other side of things, they got Shaz as well, and Big Goose goes down at 76%. Had they been able to stall, he might have been able to get to his own Valkyrie, holding on to that fight, and this is why Genji is so good on last points. Dash resets and full-on cleanup, but it's taking a little bit too long, but Shadowbird busts out the blade, wants to put an end to it.
That was the most patient blade ever. He held on to that thing forever, waiting for the proper moment, waiting for the opening, and sure enough, they will get the second cap. Well done. The patience paying off here for the Philadelphia Fusion. And he'll be able to get back in position with the Widowmaker fairly quickly here. Imagine that he'll begin. Well, I mean, that's the beauty of it. Anyways, where is anybody to help him?
Well, they were able to take down Carpe, but he is going to be resurrected immediately thanks to that Valkyrie. Here comes the blade finally from Short4, gets to the back line, takes down Shadowburn. He's got more in his sights. Dodged out though as Carpe hits a grapple shot while getting away.
Mid-air, drops him, gets rid of the threat. And now Shaz, while he's trying to dance in the corner, trying to stay alive here, Fraggy eventually gets picked. And it looks like they are going to start making some progress here, Los Angeles Gladiators. Asher will catch Neptuno, and that pretty much snuffs it. It's going to be Philadelphia Fusion defending from the second point, and Gladiators keeping it alive here. Possible here, just dancing around on the point. Shouldn't be able to last too long, but they are going to try and stagger this. There are still players alive here. Able to tap it, able to contest, and that's what it's all about. The name of the game here for Philadelphia Fusion is to run down the clock. Only 15 seconds left here for Gladiators. That means that they're not going to have a whole lot of time left to work with when we switch sides again, because eventually the Gladiators will succeed. They have to. They're getting kill after kill.
This is the reason you pick Reaper here, as for his closeout potential on the map. Once you get the advantage, he kills targets quickly. I think it's part of the frantic nature that you want to express it so much that you have to say it twice.
Yeah, I mean, that is the main thing, especially in a game like Overwatch. 50 seconds left to get any kind of progress at all on this first point. They have to make the magic happen, and Carpe once again drops the support this time. Shaz is gone already, but Big Goose will be there. That's one of the Resurrects gone and dead, and never mind, now we lose Big Goose. Carpe right now just mopping up the back line.
It's an old tactic to injure someone and then kill the person that goes to help them, and that's exactly what Carpe did there. It's how he's picking apart these supports. And this is the Philadelphia Fusion waltzing onto the points. Boombox with a style headshot onto Short4. Los Angeles needs a miracle here. I don't think they're going to find it.
They're running out of time. Bishu desperate right now. And he is not going to be alive much longer. He will get cleaned up eventually. There, that did buy just enough time. Well, for Asher to get back into it, but it's not going to be good enough. Philadelphia Fusion will be picking up
map number 2.
There we have it. Keep coming up with the plays, and well, we are going to have Shadowburn on the Pharah, and we'll see if he's, if he's got his basketball shoes on, if he's going to get ready to dunk.
Yeah, it's going to be a mirror match. Both teams running identical compositions here. No Zenyatas on the field in this matchup between all-world Zenyatas, and this is where it really matters. You got to go air to air. Those shots will really only matter if they're consecutive. Hitting your 1 and 3 doesn't matter. You got to hit 1, 2, and really finish off those kills.
I mean, Shadowburn right now, target priority isn't too shabby. Look at that. He contributes to Poco picking up the kill from iRemix. Knows exactly when to start ignoring the Pharah, to start putting some more damage into the main unit. And so they come out ahead here, Philadelphia Fusion, at least at the beginning.
And that's all it takes. Pressure put on, and just superior positioning. You don't really want to be up against this lighthouse here because you could accidentally take splash damage as your Pharah in Mercy.
Sometimes you see him hanging around there, but you're right. There's a bit of a risk involved. Neptuno pumping some damage in. Asher, though, will win the duel versus Carpe. So a strong start here for the Gladiators. They already have 3 to 4 on the point, and Shadowburn looking to connect with one more rocket. He would love to, but Asher, in the meantime, is just doing work, and this is getting a bit out of control here for Philadelphia. It looks like the Gladiators are going to be able to pick up the point.
A parting gift from Shadowburn on the hydration long.
As fate would have it. Exactly. Oh no, hydration though, that's another rocket he just ate. This isn't looking pretty for him. He will get the heals though. Just in the nick of time, Shaz is there to back up his teammate. Asher looking for the pulse bomb, gonna whip it completely, but hey, as an afterthought, why don't you just go ahead and pick up the enemy team Tracer while you're at it too. Asher right now, this is his map.
Control is always good for Tracers, and Asher, after having a little bit of rough games on the previous 2 maps, is making Ilios his home playground. They have had no good answer for him. He's fighting in such an intelligent way. He's never eating rockets. He's never out in the open. In fact, he's everywhere at once. Neptuno's gone again.
He is constantly keeping the pressure up on the back line here. The supports are struggling when you've got Asher, who is constantly hunting them down. And there we have it, a strong start here for the LA Gladiators.
Important because you want your air combo to have control of the points rather than trying to take it back. It is such a huge advantage in these mirror matchups.
Rockets point blank though, and Big Goose is going to have to back off. It's getting a bit too hot to handle. He will get the, no, he doesn't get the boom. There's a second there you thought it was possible, but it wasn't meant to be, but it doesn't matter because Los Angeles Gladiators are picking up all the kills, and another strong start for them. This time it's Hydration, who will just rocket Carpe into oblivion. Chaz going into the next fight. They are running out of time though, Philadelphia. They need to get somebody on that point and tap it, and there we go. Sure enough. Now it's on Gladiators to contest, and the pulse bomb going through, the pressure getting poured on. Transcendence has been forced out already, and Asher, if he is good with the timing, he could definitely put his ult to use, but I guess he's deciding to back off and save it because the rest of his team have just completely been wiped out. Right now, I mean, this is getting a little dicey here. This is where you start to get a little worried if you're Gladiators. You're running out of room to maneuver. Stop, 1, 2, misses the third, but he is putting the pressure on now, and they are starting to, well, Gladiators are starting to make some progress. Big Goose at least will find Neptuno. That seems like a strong start, but it's going back and forth, and it's still a bit too early to tell. Shadowburn is holding on to the barrage as well, and he's going to get barraged on immediately by Hydration, but this doesn't matter. It's not enough.
And this is why a lot of Pharahs will not barrage when the other Pharah is around. You become a sitting duck, and it's very difficult to even finish another Pharah with your barrage unless you have the perfect angle on it. He punishes Hydration for his hubris there, and there's Neptuno coming to life. He knocks Bishu off of the edge. Philadelphia trying to force a third stage on Ilias, and I think they've done it somewhere.
Yeah, they do manage it in the NI remix. He was immortal, it looked like. He just refused to die. Earlier, we're going to see if he gets a little bit more comfortable here because he's got one hell of a target that he has to try and hunt down. It's going to be Carpe on the Widow for Philadelphia Fusion. And Carpe, well, this time around, Asher is on point. He wins that fight, but never mind! That's unreal! Carpe is like a magician just appearing out of nowhere.
The disrespect to fling yourself into the air at another Widow, knowing you're hitting your shot and you don't care because you don't think they're going to hit theirs. Absolutely unreal. In hand with Valkyrie, it is the spread healing. It is the ultimate mobility of the Mercy. It is the most powerful ult in all of Overwatch right now.
It's finest. But let's see what they have in store for us here because we're into overtime now. Gladiators need 1% more to keep their hopes alive in this fight. Carpe again wins the duel versus Asher, and Poco takes down iRemix. This is getting a bit out of control, although Hydration will make the difference, doing the damage and getting the kills to try and keep his team in this fight. And so far, they have quite a few targets still alive on this point, Gladiators. It's looking like they've got the edge. This is forcing the desperation play coming in, and it's not going to be good enough. Carpe tries to stay alive. It's not going to happen, but that did buy enough time for Fraggy to get in here, and by a couple seconds, still not enough. And the Gladiators have arrived. They have broken the streak. It took LA 6 maps today, but on the 7th, Gladiators said enough.
Are you not entertained? This point in Bonnie feels like a last point of an assault map where you have to win it so cleanly. You have to have such a big advantage resurrection-wise, or just come in super strong, or have a Dragon Blade kind of ultimate, because you are not getting reinforcements on your offense. It is not happening.
So now we're going to find out. About to kick it off here, the last map of this series, and everything hanging on it for Los Angeles Gladiators. They can force a 5th map, a tiebreaker, if they pick this one up. And so now's their time to shine. Going to be the linchpin for this defense, and there it is. The tactical vines are already out, but they are capping this point. They're past 2 ticks. They nearly got it, Philadelphia Fusion. We will have the delay tactic used, but Shadowburn, he waited, he was patient, and there are the 2 kills for him before Hydration can come back and try and put a stop to it. But the damage is done, and already Philadelphia, they walk away with the first point. Shadowburn there to get the pick on Big Goose. They're working so well together on Philadelphia Fusion to call out those targets, and again, another one falls. It's the 3-man hit squad, and nobody survives.
This is absolutely textbook dive, and this is a textbook worth the $1,000 you would pay for it, because that was absolutely perfect right there.
To Doomfist, he's loading it up, and sure enough, there you go. So much damage dealt in one blow.
Shadowburn knows a bit about damage himself. Gets in there, takes down Short4, but he gets punched, but it doesn't matter!
And so now the name of the game is staying alive here for Philadelphia Fusion, and this is one of the harder points to do that because that spawn for Los Angeles Gladiators is just 2 feet away. Can they get out in time to keep buying the time? Yes, they can. Just in the nick.
Poco had another self-destruct there. Fraggy also Primal Rage. They just wanted to buy enough time for Shadowburn to get back here because he's got his blade and it is out.
Already hacking and slashing. He's got to be careful about dying, but it doesn't matter. He manages to get the pick on Hydration. The reses come through, though, in Los Angeles Gladiators. It looks like they will be able to hold. Dash back in, and yes, again, he manages to do it, but the wick burns faster and faster the longer it stays in overtime, and eventually, the Gladiators will hold.
There's absolutely no one who can deal with Hydration right now, and as long as he stays pretty vertical, he's going to have free reign of the sky. At some point, maybe Shadowburn can get up and pressure him. It's largely going to be up to Poco just to get in his face and make him uncomfortable, because he can't just sit there and do what he wants. That is a recipe for disaster. Eventually, Pharah will you down.
Yeah, and this is where the pressure really starts to mount. Now it's all on Anna to keep them alive. Boom.
Later.
Oh,
Later.
get out! You done?
Short4 with the kill steal, but it was Hydration with the boop off the edge. Knocked the Doomfist away. I would be pretty surprised Carpe stays on this, knowing the opposition. Yep, he will switch to that Tracer. Yes, she did get a damage buff recently, but the rate of fire simply isn't there to deal with a Pharah who's got a Mercy in her pocket. You don't have the burst damage. You need a Widow, you need a McCree, and oftentimes you need a Discord Orb in combination with those heroes.
This is sick. They are doing a fantastic job of just whittling down this defense right now. These Gladiators, pitchforks in hand, are just charging forward.
They got most of it down now to just stall out onto the point to try to keep it alive, but with Neptuno falling and Poco demeched, hydration. Justice does rain from above indeed when you're hydration, and he got that going for him.
Because he was looking for it, but instead decides to take the fight back to the payload. This is usually Soldier's stomping ground, but he is going to eventually set it up, and he's looking for the squishies, but little does he know, they were waiting for him. Carpe, that's not going to save him, though. Great communication. Remix is there to capitalize on the damage that Surefour does. Surefour just barely able to get out in time, and he should be able to get topped up by his healers as well. Another fight for the Gladiators, although Shadowburn has something to say about that. He does take out hydration in the mix.
Neptuno needs to stay alive for this next fight because he's going to have Valkyrie up. They would, of course, like to win this fight without having to use Valkyrie. Self-destruct will buy them a little bit of time to set up on defense, but the Gladiators only meters away from sending us to a map number 5.
What a remarkable job here from Poco, just taking so long to get back into his mech. Was able to contest the point, keep his team in the fight, but right now it's not sure if it's going to make any difference as the Gladiators carry forward. Hydration, hacking and slashing, and there you go, Shadowburn, smoke that. It's over. They should be able to push this forward now, Gladiators. This is looking like we're going to go to a 5th map, Hex. We're going the distance. The Gladiators, they fought back in the end. We're hoping to get here. That should be enough for them to push onto the point, unless Asher has something to say about it. Just commits with the pulse bomb, but they're getting traded out in Philadelphia. They're sticking together as a unit right now. That's making all the difference. Carpe is reigning supreme right now.
Well, the big advantage as well is that Philadelphia's been running a Mercy this entire time.
And really, this is all out chaos. Attacks on all sides, and eventually Remix comes out ahead, and he gets a key target as well. Boombox, no res possible now for the Philadelphia Fusion, and this is shaping up pretty nicely for Gladiators. Hydration follows it up, and that's the backline dead for Philadelphia Fusion. And it does look like the Gladiators, they will be able to bring it all together here and bring it home for the win. Point control will shift back to them. Just in the nick of time as well. His teammate back to life. Definitely want to keep Neptuno in this one. Surefour point blank. That's exactly where we want to be. Just pumping rounds into Poco. Or into Fraggy rather, but Fraggy's able to get out of there intact, it looks like.
Hydration gets the better part of that Genji duel. Meanwhile, Resurrection still coming onto the point, though. Hydration finds himself another support. Both supports now down for Philadelphia, and they are not long for this world. Can Carpe do it all by himself and bring it back? He's just got to stay alive long enough to let his team get back here. Going to be difficult to ask, though.
Yeah, has to keep contesting the point. That's what it's all about. Fraggy still hanging in here, still leaping. Oh, and he gets the primal off at the perfect time. That buys so much time for his team now to just get back together into a group and not just trickle in here. But as I say that, Shaz gets the kill on Carpe. Overtime is ticked over, and that will be the first point for Los Angeles Gladiators. This is really turning into the game of bait. Who is going to Earth Shatter first? Trying to bait it out of Fraggy. Fraggy's got it to turn up, lands it. Perfect, but the trance was there to save his teammates, and so they aren't going to get as much out of it in the end, although the trance eventually has to wear off, and that's when the damage is done.
They better win this fight because they doubled down with both of their giant ultimates. Graviton and Earthshatter came out. Surefour tossed his Graviton late, and he gets nothing for it as well. So now the biggest ult on the field belongs to Remix at 75% on his Shatter. In Philadelphia, that could have been disastrous.
How much work he's put in on this map for the self-destruct. You see him lining it up. He's just going to put it right over the edge and not going to find anybody at all. Great dodging tactics there from Los Angeles Gladiators to stay alive. And in the meantime, Surefour has won the duel versus Shadowburn. Shaz with the double. And this is looking like it is going to be a Los Angeles Gladiators point after all. But they've given themselves such a fine margin for error here. 90% already picked up for Philadelphia Fusion.
As good as Poco has been, you have to question his versatility. D.Va, this is one of her worst maps by far. There's too many shields to let self-destruct do a whole lot. So Poco is going to stay on that D.Va in this triple tank composition for the Philadelphia Fusion. Grav won that fight for him, already at 30% on the other side of things. Shatter comes down, but largely blocked.
Oh, this is big, and this is buying a lot of space here. Asher, what a fantastic Deadeye, just forcing him back around the corner, and that creates all the opportunities here for his team. If he can connect with Neptuno again, but that is such a hard target. Instead, it will be Surefour to find Carpe. Well, a little bit of purple in the kill feed, but it is getting a little dicey here. Philadelphia Fusion might be pulling ahead. Although, as I say that, it's not going to matter. Hydration is there to make it happen. And the shield was up for my remix. Poco gets nothing for his self-destruct.
now it's just getting odd because Shadowburn is on the Zarya while Carpe is on the Genji. That is not something you would generally see if they had their choice for the Philadelphia Fusion. And they will take it back against all odds. So one more fight incoming. Watch Shore4. He's at 91%, 92%. A grab could win the Los Angeles Gladiators this match.
Yeah, they need to stay alive to do it, though. We've ticked into overtime. Asher no longer
There's
has
a grab.
And there it is, the grab and the Deadeye. They are doing the damage. He's held onto it for as long as he possibly can, and Asher still manages to get the D-Mac with his ultimate in the end. Hydration swapped over to the Doomfist, and he's looking to land the punch. And there you go, like clockwork. Poco is out of it. This might be happening. This could be it. Philadelphia hanging on to the very bitter end. Trance has been used, but the kills continue to come in for Los Angeles Gladiators, and this might be the moment. She's going to try and get in, but it's not going to happen, and the Gladiators run it back. They go down 0-2 at the beginning of this series, and then win the following 3 maps. The W is theirs, and the Gladiators stand tall on home turf.
You don't think Overwatch is a game about composition, switches, and versatility? Maximus Decimus Shurforius just showed you what it's all about.
Yeah, there you go. You can see the hype as well. Everybody, that's the best feeling in the world. They're on top of it right now.